Hello and a very warm welcome to Circle of Cricket Fans Hangout. और जी हाँ मैं हूँ इमाम शरीफ and yes we took a break yesterday because there was no match और आज था पहला playoff between Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals and to discuss about the game I have with me Keshav and Sunny. If you don't know the result, I don't want to disappoint Sunny by repeating the result, but I have to. So Mumbai Indians have qualified for the final. They have they have thrashed Delhi Capitals by 57 runs and have made to the yet another finals of the IPL. To discuss the game, I have with me Keshav and Sunny. So let me straight go to Sunny, the guy who was on the receiving end tonight. Sunny, what went wrong, my friend? Matlab, all of us thought that tonight's game will be a game where Delhi might surprise Mumbai Indians because Mumbai Indians were coming out of a drubbing given to them by SRH. So Mumbai was at their weakest mentally, but still Delhi couldn't capitalize. What were the reasons of the loss tonight, Sunny?
As you said that Delhi Capitals would surprise a lot of fans as well. They didn't disappoint. They still surprised us. They, still surprised us. And if you look at the way they bowled in the first 15 overs and the last 5 overs, they were completely different bowling done by Delhi Capital bowlers. Because if you look at till 15 overs, I think Mumbai Indians were 109 for 4 wickets or 5 wickets. And from there, you know, it's all about the game that Mumbai Indian batsmen played, especially the way Krunal Pandya batted, the way Ishan Kishan batted. They Delhi halfway through the mark they looked in contest, but those 5 overs actually dented their confidence a lot. And that actually they took that momentum into the dressing room, and from we all saw a football score in the match.
Yeah, Keshav, first 14 overs, Mumbai Indians were 116 for 4. And there was a timeout. And then there came the message from the captain and the coach. Do you think the message was that, guys, we are too good of a team. We still have Hardik to come. We have another match if we lose. So go after the bowling and just try to destroy them. And that's what they did. Both Krunal and Ishan Kishan. Keshav, that's for you, buddy.
Okay. So, see, first of all, condolences to Sunny and all the Delhi fans for such an underwhelming performance today. But see, I've been I've been advocating for Mumbai, for a very long time, and at the half stage of the tournament, everyone was comparing Mumbai and Delhi, that they are the two best teams in the tournament, and people had started predicting at the very initial stage that these two teams will reach the finals, and there will be 4 games between them, and 3 games have already happened, and I think Mumbai has defeated them 3 out of 3, isn't it? So for Mumbai, like the biggest reason why I see Mumbai being so consistent throughout the tournament is today they have entered the finals, and before the IPL even started, when the preview was being done for Mumbai, the 11 that they played today, that was the predicted 11. That was the first choice 11. And now when they have entered the final, they are still sticking with that. They have made just a couple of changes in between. That's also because of injury issues or resting some key players once they were sure of a place in the playoff. So that's the consistency in selection, and having players knowing their roles, what to expect from them in all sort of scenarios and situations, and so that's the reason why I always thought that Mumbai was way ahead of Delhi, because there doesn't seem to be a loophole except for just one, that they don't have a world class spinner. Rahul Chahar is still he's in making. You can't say he's a world class spinner, and Krunal Pandya for me is more of a medium fast bowler, so not really a spinner. So coming back to the question you asked me, I think today on commentary also I was listening to Simon Dool. I think he was telling that he had a chat with Mahila Jayawardena, and he was telling how Jayawardena has told the guys to just go for it because they bat so deep. Nathan Coulter coming at number 8, and he can also hit the long ball, and the fact that they are using this blueprint tells a lot about the aggression and intent of the team, and how they want to go ahead even in the future. And I think that's a blueprint. If I compare it to how the resurgence in English cricket team has been in white ball cricket, that's kind of the same blueprint, that you have to go for it. It's a limited over format. I mean, if you bat so deep, then there should be no fear of losing your wicket. And
Oh, okay. I think we lost Keshav. Keshav froze there. Samkit has joined us. The smiling Dunia Hila Denge Hum is what he has written in with along with his name. Samkit, मतलब मुंबई इंडियंस ने दुनिया को तो पता नहीं बट दिल्ली कैपिटल्स को हिला दिया. Or I think no, I think in the group also you said about the depth of Mumbai Indians. As a Mumbai fan, you must be delighted tonight.
Absolutely pumped up, Imam. I could not have asked for anything more. Like the way everyone played today, and like it really shows. Like after the loss in the last game, how they bounced back shows why are they defend. They are the defending champions, and look, I could not have asked literally anything more from them. So and what a way! Like in the middle overs, we lost a bit of uh, basically rhythm, and the depth came and like just took it away from Delhi.
You know, guys, people who are watching us, I think there are around 1,000 people watching right now. Look at the tail of this IPL. I have two people with me in the same frame, Sunny Sinhal, and then you have Samkit Jain. One guy is beaming, smiling big time, and the other guy is so, pensive and so quiet because both of them are supporting different teams. And that was IPL. That's what IPL has done to us. We there's a competition within the competition. So thanks to the BCCI and the IPL governing council, no matter how much credit you give them, it will be lesser because putting this tournament together at such a time, creating those bio bubbles, we to enjoy this match. The match आता है 7:30 बजे से 11. We watch and that's it. But for the behind the scenes, the things which go, these players have to be in the bubble. They cannot go out of the hotel. They come to the ground. The umpires can't meet them. There's so many things which go on. So I think a lot of credit goes to the IPL governing council. But we're going to talk about it in the last show, which will be on the Tuesday. After the finale, we'll spoke about it. I'll speak about it. Let's come back to the game. Sunny, I just want to ask you. Toss. I want to take you back to the toss. Do you think Iyer could have done something else? Something else in the same, मतलब सिर्फ batting ही कर सकता था और कुछ नहीं. So do you think, given an opportunity again, hindsight, the word hindsight, batting in a match which has more consequences, so that no pressure of you, just go out there and bat the way Mumbai Indians batted. Do you think he could have done that, or you think that you still back the decision which he made at the toss?
Well, I have got two perspectives to it. One is that they did well for the first 15 overs while winning the toss, bowling first. It was one way. Actually, it was looking like the Mumbai Indians won't be scoring anything above 160. They did well with the ball in the first half, but last 5 overs where it actually went away from them. But as you mentioned that when it comes to the biggest stage in the tournament, it's always winning the toss, batting first, put runs on the board, and have less pressure on yourself. That should be the approach.
Yeah, Keshav, you want to add to that toss? Would you have changed something, or Iyer did the best thing?
No, I agree with Sunny. Pressure game, you always want to bat first, and uh, time and again, I just quote Ajay Jadeja once I heard him this, and it makes so much sense that he tells that when it's a big game, it's a pressure game, and if you bat first, put some runs on the board, a competitive, a reasonable total, and after when you defend it, uh, So there are 11 people on the field. So if even if you're under pressure, you have so many people to look up to and talk to. But when you are chasing under pressure, you're just one more guy on the other end. So it just gives you a little bit more comfort, and that sort of a uh, that zone you are in, where you have so many players to look up to, and you can talk to somebody, or क्योंकि ऐसा आपको अकेला फील नहीं होता है कि यार प्रेशर में मैं अकेला मतलब कैसे करूंगा. सो एंड ऑल्सो मुंबई का जो बॉलिंग अटैक है और जो दिल्ली का बॉलिंग अटैक है, मतलब अगर आप सिर्फ फास्ट बॉलर्स की बात करो तो दिस नॉट अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस. बट द फैक्ट दैट मुंबई ने पिछले साल फाइनल में भी डिफेंड ही किया था अपना टारगेट, वो भी अगर ये नजर में रखते कि यार लास्ट ईयर दे डिफेंडेड 150 in a final, so it's better to just put some runs on the board and let them chase. So I think I agree with Sunny that Delhi should have batted first.
Yeah, Samkit, I'll come to you. But before that, Luz Basubas is watching from Philippines. That's what she says. Thank you so much, Luz. Keep on watching. We have 3 more episodes after tonight, so you can watch us for the next 3 times also. Yeah, Samkit.
Yeah, I would like to disagree with both Keshav and Sunny. So Delhi had played 2 games against Mumbai this season, and they basically batted first in both of them, and they failed miserably. And they basically today also they had it in control until 14 overs. They pulled it back beautifully. There was 7 overs for 71, and they pulled it back like 14 overs for 108. And after that, where they lagged is exactly what I told you in the last hangout, that Delhi has pace and Mumbai will try to exploit it. You see, 5 overs of Sam Noje and Rabada, they went for runs. Stoinis, however, who bowled slower, went for 5 runs and picked up a wicket. And it was bad captaincy from Iyer, who did not give Stoinis another over. Yes, you have your star bowlers, but if it's not their day, you should give a person who's bowling brilliantly, and it might have like had an impact. Chasing 175 instead of 200 might have had a psychological impact, and you never know.
Samkit, I think that's an excellent point you make. Very well said. And that's, I think, when I look back, yeah, I was watching the game. And you know why Stoinis got that over? I'll tell you very, it's a funny thing.
Because left-handers
Patel,
and Akshar Patel could not come in with left-handers.
No,
And
could
actually,
not. He did not.
and yeah,
He should have. He should have, because Ashwin bowled so beautifully on the same wicket. When you have a spinner, it doesn't matter if it's a left-arm spinner. He's bowling so well. You bowl him. अच्छा ठीक है, आपको मार तो पड़ ही रही है. It's not that the other bowlers are bowling dot balls. Why don't you take a chance and go for a wicket? And tonight's game was about removing that fear from your mind, because tonight's game was a game as a formality. क्योंकि अगर आप हार भी जाओ, there is another game for you. I think what the difference has happened, guys, Mumbai played it thinking like that. कि भाई, at 14 over mark, if we don't get to around 180, 200, Delhi will any which ways get it. So let's go for a bigger target. Even if that means we get out for 150, we have another game left. But what they did, they took a risk, and risk comes with a reward as well. And that's what Mumbai Indians have got tonight. So I completely agree with you, Sankit. A lot of tactical errors from Shreyas Iyer and Steve Smith this season. And Sunny, are you impressed with Shreyas Iyer's captaincy? Because I have to ask you a question.
Not at all.
Just one
not
point
at
before
all.
that, I think Mumbai played it very smart. They did not send Hardik Pandya, even though he was in form like before the 3 games rested, because they thought that they will have to wait for Akshar. I think that was a tactical decision, and that's where the excellent management of Mumbai comes into play.
But I would not call it excellent management of Mumbai. I'll call it bad tactics from Shreyas Iyer, Sunny. This problem, this mindset of people that if you have a left-hander at the crease, you will not bowl a left-arm simmer or a left-arm spinner. It's absolutely crap. Because if your Akshar Patel has been bowling so well this season, you had to trust him. You did not trust him in the same against Mumbai, and you dropped him in the penultimate game which you played in Dubai. And then tonight also you don't use him because left-handers were playing. So Thoughts on Iyer's captaincy, Sunny? I started to hear what you said. I want to hear it in length. Go ahead.
Yeah, his captaincy hasn't been up to the mark, which I still feel, he has a lot to learn as far as the captaincy is concerned. And that's actually is showing up on his batting as well, because he hasn't performed with the bat also, apart from that one match against KKR where he scored 88, that too at Sharjah. And, there are a lot of tactical errors made by the management. The captain himself did a lot of blunders on the field. If you look the games before which Delhi played, winning the toss or bowling first, even after knowing that your strength has been defending the targets, and you're not doing that. And that's what I feel about his captaincy. He still has a lot to learn as a captain, and if he doesn't do that, then we might see downfall in his batting also. Because as a captain, there's a lot of pressure on you, so you have to do a lot of things. You have to manage players. You have to get your tactics right, and then you got to perform with the bat or the ball or maybe the wicket keeping. You do actually.
Keshav, it so happens that, whenever, as Sunny said, Delhi Capitals have a strong bowling, and their strength should be batting first and defending. But where is the batting? The batting has not turned up in the last 7 games. There's no Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant seems to be, it doesn't seem to, मतलब उसको मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है वो बैटिंग करने जाना ही नहीं चाह रहा. मतलब he's hoping कि विकेट ना गिरे. It's such a bad form he is in. Then you have an Iyer who's not performing. And then you also have a Prithvi Shaw जो दामाद बना बैठा है दिल्ली कैपिटल्स का और पॉन्टिंग का. So Rahane is, of course, he takes his own time. So Keshav, do you think with this mindset, do you see Delhi? I will not ask you this question because you don't see Delhi to go into the finals. You've said it already. So let me ask you a different question. What has gone wrong with Delhi's batting, Keshav? What do you think is the actual problem? Is the intent or is the execution?
I identified this so long back. It's the one-dimensional approach. It's the because when the IPL started and the pitches were fresh, ball was coming nicely onto the bat, and these guys were everyone was scoring, everyone was amongst runs. So that's the strength and weakness of this batting lineup. Because if you talk about Shikhar Dhawan, if you talk about Prithvi Shaw, Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, they all are ये ऐसे players हैं who once come into the groove, and then they are unstoppable. But now the problem is the pitches are not allowing them to come into that groove. They have to work hard initially for those runs. So now the thing is, and अभी आपने तो सबका एक एक करके नाम लिया. You didn't even name Shikhar Dhawan. Even after scoring a couple of hundreds, he has got 3 ducks in a row now. Last 3 innings he has got ducks, and also this guy Hetmeyer has been dropped. Prithvi Shaw has 3 ducks in 7 innings. Shikhar Dhawan has 3 ducks. Then you have got a Shreyas Iyer who's out of sorts because of captaincy pressure and not making runs. Ajinkya Rahane is not really a guy who could lend a helping hand in a 200 chase. He's good for 150, 160 chases. And anyway, today he got a pretty good ball, so you can't really blame him. Last match he played a innings, good inning. So and after that you've got a Stoinis, जो कई innings के बाद आज चला है. I was checking his stats before the game started, and for the last few games he was not at all contributing with the bat. So वो तो गनीमत है कि वो चल गया, नहीं तो this could have been a 100 run or more than that thrashing. So the fact that the whole batting lineup is based on that one thought process, that's what's stinging them now. The only guy who is adaptable is an Ajinkya Rahane, who you have brought into the mix so late into the tournament, because he was not in your first choice 11. And even after when he was brought into it, he was brought in for Prithvi Shaw. और उसके बाद आपको पृथ्वी शॉ में इतना कॉन्फिडेंस है, उसके फेलियर के बाद भी आप उसको खिला रहे हो, वो फिर भी फेल हो रहा है. लेकिन आपने अजिंक्या को ऐसा एक लॉन्गर रन नहीं दिया है. पहले उसको बीच में खिलाया, फिर उसको ड्रॉप किया, फिर ओपन कराया, फिर ड्रॉप, अब फिर नीचे लेके आ गए. So it's the fact that these guys are not versatile with the bat. If you compare with other teams, the batsmen are adaptable. So I see that lacking in Delhi batting.
Right. Let's put now for a few minutes, guys. Let's put on our Delhi cap on, because Keshav, you can do that, because you are from Delhi. So for a moment, put that on. Sunny ko to wo cap pehne hi rehta hai. And some kids, for a minute, please think like Delhi. Now,
I am
huh,
NCR guy.
okay. So my question to you guys is that, now that we know, now the good part about finishing in one or two is that you have two bites of the cherry, and now they have another chance. Of course, they would have to wait for a winner tomorrow, but when they play the next game, don't you guys think that this is going to be my 11? Not 11. I'll just tell you my changes. You need to have an admire back. Looking at the batting, I don't think this batting will take them anywhere, and especially with Rishabh Pant's form. You need to have an admire. Sam's was not that great. बहुत बड़ा हवा बन के बैठा था सैम्स का after that Big Bash League, but these are different conditions. So he can be kept out. Hetmeyer can be bought in. You can remove a Prithvi Shaw, and then you can definitely go ahead and add someone like Harshal Patel to add to your bowling.
Lalit Yadav, we can add Lalit Yadav
So,
as
Sunny,
well.
your
He's a
thoughts.
good
We'll
hitter
go
of the
with
ball.
your thoughts first.
Yeah, first of all, you suggested that Hitmaya should be in. I still feel, instead of Hitmaya, we could have someone like Alex Carey, because he's also a good player of spin as well. So, it will actually add the strength in the middle order, because the middle order is where we are lacking a lot. ठीक है यार, ओपनर्स नहीं कर रहे हैं परफॉर्म, ओपनर्स की अपनी अलग उनकी अपनी अलग प्रॉब्लम है. अब पृथ्वी शॉ को तुम इतने चांसेस दोगे तो भाई फिर तो हाथ ही जुड़वा लो. And yeah, I feel they should drop Prithvi Shaw, bring in Lalit Yadav, who is a very good hitter of the ball, hard hitter of the ball, and
But
bring in
Sunny,
some.
sorry to interrupt you. It's gonna be a knockout game for you now. Do you take
It's
a
gonna be a
stand
knockout.
on a Lalit
I
Yadav
would
now?
definitely take a chance. You have to take hard calls, because it's now or never wala thing with them.
Okay,
Because
okay.
you have to take that call, and also drop Sams, bring in Alex Carey or Hitmeyer in place of him. Then uh, I definitely would have wanted to see someone like Sandeep Lamichhane in this mix, but the problem is where should they be fixing him?
Sanket, you do you think? Then this is my wild thought, okay? And I can be completely wrong, but I want to take you guys' opinion, you and Keshav's. Pant is not coming off. You can't drop him because he's your superstar. Is there a case of telling him, you know what, Pant, go and open the batting, play as if you have only 5 overs, you have two fielders outside, and if you come off, you will hit yourself back into form. Similar to what Ben Stokes was, dealt with in Delhi Capitals. Would you do something like that, Sanket?
I was actually thinking on the similar lines, like they should either try Pant or Stoinis as the opener, maybe and drop Prithvi Shaw. And because I think the problem with Pant is, because they're losing all these many wickets initially, he cannot play his natural game, and he's not a player who matlab, he's not a player who can play defensive and then go in T20s. Like we have seen him try that and miserably fail. So it can be a very good experiment. Either ways, you have Prithvi Shaw who is getting out for ducks, so you have nothing to lose. So I think that can be a very good change. And I agree with Sunny that you have to bring Hitmeyer in instead of Sam. You have that hype of Sam from the Big Bash League, and anyways, when your two best bowlers who are not performing, I don't think on that track Sam will also do the trick. You have a Stoinis who can fill in with the overs. You have to utilize him. But I think they should play Stoinis and some other part-time bowler and overs out of them and back on their batting, make their batting strong.
Keshav,
And
you open with Pant?
I just
Yeah.
wanted to add one thing, that next game they'll be playing at Abu Dhabi, and if in case they face SRH, then they might be knocked out.
Oh man. All right. Keshav, you could take a punt. Take a punt with punt.
I think it's too late to do these kind of funky experiments now. I think
But
now it's
it's not working, Nare bhai. Like, I know that this is very late. That's what I was saying about Lalit Modi also. The guy, oh sorry, Lalit whatever.
Lalit
Modi.
Yadav.
ललित यादव so ललित यादव अभी एक्सपेरिमेंट बहुत लेट बट अभी देख केशव कैसे भी ओपनिंग में कुछ हो नहीं रहा है and Shikhar Dhawan is like in the form of his life with the zeros. He's being very consistent. Tonight he got a corker of a delivery. Actually he was out twice. वो actually LBW भी था और वो बोल्ड भी हुआ. So एक बॉल पे 2 डिस्मिसल हो गए. But jokes aside, पंत को बॉल जाके खेलो यार मतलब give it your best. Maybe he can come off.
See, today, first of all, I was surprised why Pant was not sent on number 5. Stoinis was sent ahead of him. So that also shows probably, the fear that, I don't know whose decision it was. But Pant का तो जगह 5 नंबर है. इंडियन टीम में भी जब वो खेल रहा था 5 था और यहाँ पे भी स्टार्ट उसने 5 पे किया था. So I don't understand why he came at 6 today. And Stoinis came up. Of course, Stoinis performed today. That you can argue that it was a good decision in hindsight. But I think जो पोजीशन आपको दी गई है जिसपे आपका रोल असाइंड है, डिफाइंड है, आप उसपे खेलो. जब आप खुद ही अपने रोल चेंज करोगे तो वो जो कंफ्यूजन जो अंदर जो आपके जो बैगेज लेके चल रहे हो वो और ज्यादा फिर दैट विल डीपन इवन मोर. So and same goes for if Pant opens. क्योंकि अभी तक क्या है कि जो शिखर धवन और पृथ्वी शॉ में से आप एक को हटाओगे, पंत को डालोगे, तो जो जिसको आप ओपनिंग से हटाओगे उसका भी नंबर चेंज कर रहे हो, तो दैट मीन्स रहाणे और अय्यर का भी नंबर चेंज हो जाएगा, क्योंकि आप वन ऑफ द ओपनर यू विल ब्रिंग एट वन डाउन ओनली ना. तो दैट मीन्स रीशफलिंग द होल ऑर्डर. So reshuffling the whole order, that means ki that's the panic button being pressed in the most important game, the do or die game, because after this they don't have another chance coming. So today they could afford to do a mistake, but not in the next game. And next game they will have to be at their best. And best means whatever their first instinct 11 was, stick to that, stick to your strength. Yes, one change can be done. Sam's coming in for Hetmeyer coming in for Sam's. But I still, I at the start of the tournament, I was thinking maybe Chemo Paul might get a chance because he was there in the squad before Sam's.
Originally.
And Sam's came as the replacement, and still he played ahead of Chemo Paul. So I think if Chemo Paul would have given chances, he could have solved this third seamer wala problem. But he was never given a chance.
I'll tell you that is Sunny's fault क्योंकि सनी ने recommend किया है सैम्स को और because सनी की बात वो लोग इनकार नहीं कर सकते दिल्ली कैपिटल्स, so they went ahead and played Sams ahead of a Chemo Paul. But Sunny,
also because Ponting is an Australian coach, na, so of course we all know why he would play.
That has been the case in 2018 as well, where Gambhir was removed from captaincy because it was a rift between Ponting and Gautam Gambhir, that Gautam Gambhir wanted to promote Pant and Ponting was looking forward to Maxwell, more of an Australian player to promote.
You know what, Sunny? I'll tell you something. I'll put a smile on your face now because 9 out of last 9 times जब ये हुआ है कि 1 or 2 ने खेला है, 7 times has been the same. The qualifier one has become the final. Okay, so out of the last 9 times, 7 times it has happened. So it's no surprise it can happen again. So we just have to wait. Let's talk about Mumbai for a minute, guys. I think they've played excellent cricket tonight. Let's talk about somebody who we have not spoken about till now. Quinton de Kock, a guy who has been Mumbai's go-to guy in big matches. Samket, he came out tonight. He came out like he was batting on 50, not out. And the way he was striking the ball right up the middle of the bat, the first ball went for a boundary, straight down the ground. And after that, I think that gave Mumbai Indians a start. Even though Rohit got out, he went unnoticed. ऐसे लगा ही कि नहीं कि रोहित आउट हुआ है और आपको मतलब क्विंटन डी कॉक इतना खूबसूरती से खेल रहा था. So the likes of Quinton de Kock, Jasprit Bumrah, Hardik Pandya, do you think this Mumbai team is hard to beat in the final now? or do you think that there is still something which can haunt them in the final if some good team comes and plays?
As I've been saying this, Imam, like Mumbai are whenever Mumbai will lose, it will be their fault. Matlab, I don't think any team can outplay them. I've been saying that they are like one of the best teams in the IPL history ever, if not the best. They so when you say talk about Quinton de Kock, so he has been the pillar. He has brought in the dynamism, and basically today, if you saw, I think he had around 40 runs when Mumbai's total was 46. So you see how what an impact does that impact it plays out for someone like a Sky, that he does not have to take any risks in that moment. Otherwise, you would have seen Mumbai for 7 overs, 30 for maybe one, and the game could have been lost there and then.
Yeah.
So Quinton de Kock is absolute. And if you see, like in the games that Mumbai has lost, Quinton de Kock has failed. So he's one apart from Bolt and Bumrah performing. He's the third. They are the top three players that they rely on today.
Let me add a twist here. Trent Bolt was off the field for after bowling those 2 overs, and he has a groin strain. Rohit at the post match says that it's going to be fine. We have 3-4 days for the final, so he can come back. But as Simon Dool was saying on air, and he and Ian Bishop were talking, they said that groin strain takes at least 10 days. So if you go by that, Samkit, that creates a bit of a problem at the start.
I had a mini heart attack when I saw him go out of the field, and the only good thing that we have.
No, I'll tell you. To add, it's not going to be completely Mumbai Indians' call to play him in the final. Now they have to talk about this injury to New Zealand cricket. New Zealand has a big summer ahead of them. They host Pakistan, they host West Indies. So there are going to be a lot of matches. And to add to that, there are 4 of their 5 bowlers are injured. Tim Southee has a back injury. Hejaz Patel has a calf injury. Mark Henry has a broken thumb. So they already have injuries. Now to add to that, Trent Bolt. Now if he plays the final, there is a good chance that he might aggravate that injury. So New Zealand cricket might have something to say there. So it's not certain at this point of time that he'll play the final.
Yes, Imam, that was like one of the concerns. But the only good thing is that we have 5 days, and like we're not playing in a couple of days the final. So that is an issue. So when he goes back to the physio, the analysis is done, and what happens. So I'm hoping for the best. Like if we can play at least an 80 or 90% fit Bolt, and because he's absolutely crucial for us. The way he bowled the first over, it set the tone. Like I'll tell you one stat. I am not at all sure if it has ever happened in 2020 cricket internationally that there have been two double wicket maidens bowled in a single innings. So there were two double wicket maidens. And maiden over is rare in 2020 cricket. We had two double wicket maiden overs today.
I know Siraj bowled one the other day, but I'm not sure whether he
Like
bowled
two
two.
in
But
an
he
innings.
did. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he bowled two. So yeah. So let's take some comments. A lot of people are making comments. I want to read that. Pushkar, my stat guy, is here. But before that, give the trophy to Mumbai Indians now. Useless to have qualified to and eliminated is what Ritvik says. So that's the kind of confidence he has got after Mumbai's victory tonight. Swapnil says the way DC and RCB has played their recent matches, KXIP and KKR would have made playoffs much more interesting. Absolutely, I agree to that. Certainly, Swapnil. Happy birthday to you. But okay, Tamilian is wishing somebody. Pushkar, my stat guy, has few stats now. Let's listen to this, guys. Some of the records broken. Best figures in knockout games: 4 for 13 Bollinger, CSK versus Deccan Chargers, 2010. 4 for 14 Dhaval Kulkarni, GL versus RCB, 2016. But I think interestingly, that game they lost. Gujarat Lions lost that game to RCB, if I remember correctly. Happened at Chinnaswamy. 4 for 14 for Bumrah today. Bumrah 27 wickets is most by any Indian bowler in single IPL season. Rohit Sharma, Parthiv Patel, and Harbhajan Singh. 13 most have ducks in IPL. Ashwin group stages 4 3-wicket hauls in 137 matches in knockout games, 3 3-wicket hauls in 15 matches. Last time the first 3 batsmen all out for a duck in an innings. Thank you so much, Pushkar. I hope I was able to do justice to all your writing. Then Swapnil says Delhi's bowling unit has proved that Keshav was right. Since IPL has started, MI bowlers were too good for DC. Even if you are world class bowlers, but how you perform on big occasions show how big player you are. Yes, Keshav. I wanted to read that out to give you the credit, but before I rewind and take it back, don't act too smart and so victory shines. Nitin Sharma says Delhi is not the team who can chase. Even 160 would have been difficult for time. Waste of toss winning. Okay, good point, Nitin. Delhi strength is always bowling. Okay. Give the trophy to Mumbai. अरे यार ऋत्विक रुक जा भाई, क्यों इतनी जल्दी है तेरे को ट्रॉफी देने में? ट्रॉफी भी वही है, मुंबई भी वही है, रुक जा, कल आरसीबी और हैदराबाद का इंटरेस्टिंग मैच होगा. You wait and watch. You will see some competition to Mumbai. Kaushik says complete IPL is scripted, buddy. Have a life. It's not, this is not the place to talk about all these things. We watch cricket. We have been watching since like 20 years now. You cannot script things like that. Beautiful batting. Don't take away credit from Mumbai. Daniel Sam should be replaced now. Hetmaya should come in. We agree, Ritvik. That's what we think as well. As usual, MI will make champion, is what Kaushik says. Lalit Yadav should be bought in. Lalit Yadav, bhai, Sunny, you have some, somebody who's supporting your point. And I think, yeah, MI doesn't need performance, so they don't need any great name because they can buy all the players after out of the match. Okay, so I think, Neeta Ambani was also there. See, यार मतलब मेरे को बड़ी कोफ्त होती है एक बात से. मुंबई इंडियंस मतलब मुकेश अंबानी की टीम है. वो एक फोटो है, आई एम श्योर यू वुड हैव सीन दैट पिक्चर वेयर ऑल मुकेश अंबानी, हिज वाइफ एंड चिल्ड्रन आर स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ द गॉड एंड दे आर सेइंग भगवान को जरूरत हो तो मांग लेना. सो सिमिलरली they have everything which goes for them, man. मतलब Mumbai Indians have won 4 IPLs and they are in the 5th IPL final now. So this is not fair, yaar, Samkit.
I'll say, like, biggest X factor today for Mumbai was Purnima Dalal, the Neeta Mani's mother. So she has been our lucky charm, and whenever she's in the stadium, we definitely
And
win.
she was there tonight.
Yeah,
Reading
yes,
something.
that's what I'm saying. Like, she's been
She
there.
should be barred from the final.
Let's see. So I was
Okay.
saying that Mumbai is not Donald Trump, that they will declare the victory before the finals itself.
Good one, and end up not winning at all. Akira Srivastava says, सुन ले केशव, हमारी तारीफ में कुछ लिखा है श्रीवास्तव साहब ने. वो बोलते हैं dash morons, instead of doing this shit, talk about something valuable. You know what, Mr. Srivastav, go and get a life. We are talking serious business. We are talking IPL, and I think in one of the episodes I spoke about what all of us do. So you can, if you have free time, watch one of those episodes and understand what me, Keshav, Samkit, Sunny do in our normal life. So yeah.
According to him, if we are 4 morons speaking shit, then going by that logic, he's a bigger moron listening to us.
Okay, let's not do that. People have the right to say whatever they want.
But coming back to the game, just think if you were in Delhi's shoes, the management, just think how much they would be hurting by the fact that we let go of Trent Bolt last year.
Yeah, I'll tell you the reason. No, Keshav, sun. They went by the Indian pitch. They went by Ferozshah Kotla. Trent Bolt will be smashed on Ferozshah Kotla track. You bring him to Ferozshah Kotla now, he will get smashed. Nobody knew that IPL is going to happen in Dubai. Trust me, but this was an idea.
Still, a bowler like Trent Bolt, an international bowler like Trent Bolt, you don't lose him that early. Yeah.
But they have quality. They have 2 similar quality pacers in the current squad as well. Yeah.
नॉर्किया तो अब साइन हुआ था ना, रिप्लेसमेंट साइन हुआ था क्रिस वोक्स की. वो तो पहले थोड़ी था. क्रिस वोक्स और ट्रेंट बोल्ट में कितना फर्क है?
नहीं, तेरा पॉइंट करेक्ट है केशव, बट आई थिंक द ओनली रीजन व्हाई आई कैन थिंक ऑफ, नो मैटर हाउ स्टूपिड द दिल्ली मैनेजमेंट इज, ट्रेंट बोल्ट को उन्होंने इसलिए छोड़ा था क्योंकि फेरोशा कोटला में दे डिड नॉट सी हिम एज एन एसेट, दे सॉ हिम एज अ लायबिलिटी. एंड you can go by the stats also. Trent Bolt had an economy rate of 8.5 playing in Ferozshah Kotla.
But they signed Chris Wokes. They are similar sort of bowlers. Yes, Chris Wokes brings batting also to the fore, but the bowling wise they're more or less the same bowler. तो अगर फिरोज शाह कोटला पे ट्रेंट बोल्ट को कुट पड़नी थी ना तो क्रिस वोक्स को उससे ज्यादा पड़ती.
हाँ बाबा, तो as you said, he gets a batting element also. And let's look at Trent Bolt. Let's be honest about it. Trent Bolt in even in New Zealand side doesn't bowl at the death. He is a bowler who is fantastic when the ball is swinging. But if the ball is not swinging, he bowls at the right pace for a batsman to hit him all around the park. So that is the reason why Delhi Capitals thought, okay, let leave Bolt
Yeah, but
so that
even even Chris Wokes doesn't bowl for England in the death, यार. That's my point. और आपने क्रिस वोक्स को जब साइन किया था तो उसकी बैटिंग के लिए नहीं किया था, उसकी बॉलिंग के लिए किया था फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल.
Yeah, but you do it as an all-round skill. But anyways, I think I think we
And
can take your
I
point.
was reading a very interesting tweet. It said that in 2017, just two teams had bid for Rashid Khan, SRH and MI. And it says that just imagine if MI would have got Rashid Khan that time in hindsight. Just think Rashid and Bumrah in the same team. Matlab already MI is so sort of like invincible and unbeatable. And if Rashid was there, because that's their only loophole that I see. There's no world class spinner. और अगर वो ऑक्शन में SRH और MI दो ही टीम बिड कर रही थी, इन्होंने एक बिड ऊपर कर दी होती, तो क्या टीम होती है आज यार मुंबई की.
क्यों भाई, तेरे को मतलब आईपीएल रुकवा देना है? मतलब तू बोल दे अगर हम ना खेले आईपीएल, क्योंकि मुंबई इंडियंस के पास अगर राशिद आ गया तो उसके बाद तो मतलब खत्म हो गई बात. मुंबई इंडियंस को कप दे दो, वो 14 मैचेस के लिए क्यों टाइम वेस्ट करोगे? You can just hand over the cup to Mumbai Indians. It will save a lot of time, and we lose out on so much of enjoyment. So I think that's the beauty of the IPL. That's the beauty of the IPL.
देखो रियलिटी में वापस आते हैं तो एसआरएच के आपके पास है राशिद खान. और एक और चीज आपको खुश करने के लिए बताऊं, अभी हर्षा भोगले ने एक पोल कराया कि विच टीम डू यू थिंक कैन बीट एमआई. उसने 4 ऑप्शन डाले, 3 टीम्स के और एक में नोबडी डाला. Nobody has 36% and SRH is 35% votes. So your team comes the closest.
And we have a good track record against them also.
I
the only
feel-
thing we need is if Bolt and Bumrah are not there in the team. Yes, Samkit.
IPL is a tournament where the rest 7 teams fight amongst themselves to play against MI in the final.
ये पहले सीएसके था.
It was CSK earlier.
पुष्कर says
I just hope we
रशीद
don't.
गया बोले तो हैदराबाद का शाही टुकड़ा है. रशीद गया बोले तो हैदराबाद का शाही टुकड़ा. He says it in a Hyderabadi slang, so that's why I'm saying it in the Hyderabadi slang. If MI lose final, then it would be because of 2 bowlers. That is Krunal Pandya and NCN, which is Nathan Puttanal. Just because Bumrah and Bolt are too good, their failure doesn't count. That's a good point, Swapnil. But these two are doing such a good job that ये इनकी जो खामियां हैं वो छुप जा रही हैं, छुप रही हैं. So I think that's something which is.
वही तो बोला उसने इंग्लिश में.
हाँ बाबा, तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि जिस दिन ये पिट जाएंगे, मैं इसके लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं तमाम व्यूअर्स के लिए बोल रहा हूँ कि जिस दिन भी ये बुमराह या बोल्ट पिट जाएंगे तब.
और पिछले मैच में दोनों खेले नहीं थे, तो आज आते ही उन्होंने अपना प्रेजेंस ऐसा फेल्ट कराया यार. मतलब कि देखो, मतलब आते ही मैच तो वही खत्म हो गया था ना पहले 2 ओवर में. And they did play the last.
बोल्ट का कम और बुमराह का ज्यादा लगा यार. मतलब बुमराह was at the top of his game. I'm so happy. As an Indian fan, I'm very happy.
The delivery to Shikhar Dhawan यार, वो देखने के बार-बार मन करता है.
That reminded me of the delivery he bowled to Chris Gayle in that
Chris Gayle
2016
in the World Cup
semi-final.
Now that was a full toss, by the way, Sunny. वो थोड़ा फुल हो गया था, फुल टॉस हुआ था. ये
बनाना था.
हाँ,
ये यॉर्कर था, वो स्विंग, ये वाला स्विंग हुआ था.
The only good thing for Shikhar Dhawan of the dismissal is that he did not break his foot. वो ही bowler, वैसे bowlers आपका toe crushers बोलते हैं उसको. And luckily for Dhawan, he escaped it. हाँ Samkit, you want to say something?
I am so happy as an Indian fan. So we all had doubts with Bumrah in the last series and coming into the IPL also. He was not the Bumrah we knew him. And with the gradual pace of IPL has proceeded, he has got his form back, if not even better. He's absolutely peach. I am looking forward to the Australian tour, and I think him and Shami, they can be absolute. We can make history.
If you remember, बुमराह के पहले 2 मैच आईपीएल में भी ऑफ गए थे first game against Chennai, he went for 40 odd runs. And Sam Curran उसको निकल के छक्के मार रहा है, रायडू निकल के छक्के मार रहा है. फिर अगले मैच में पैट कमिंस ने एक ओवर में 27 रन मार दिए. It wasn't a great start, but the way he has come back, that speaks volumes of his character.
Only request I have for Bumrah on a very offline mode and a very jovial mode, that when he bowls his ball ना, इसका जो ये लेफ्ट हैंड होता है वो जाके उसको बहुत ही गलत प्लेस में हिट करता है, and I've seen that quite often, and I hope that he wears a guard, because sometimes if he hits that a bit harder, then he will not be able to bowl in that game. So these are the two things which I've noticed. Shivam Mavi अपना चेहरा ऊपर रख के बॉलिंग करता है और जसप्रीत बुमराह अपना हाथ लेकर खुद को मार लेता है. So maybe if that is giving him is that confidence, then no problem, keep on doing it, we don't mind, but you just be careful of that fact. Okay, I think so Pushkar says yes, Gale was out on a low full toss, a bit swinging it. Thank you, Pushkar. I remember that.
And let's talk about the game tomorrow.
Just like how Samkit pointed out that it's so good for Indian team, that Bumrah is doing well, and it bodes well for our Australian tour coming ahead. Same way, I dearly hope that if Virat Kohli happens to win this IPL, that can do wonders for his future coming tours and the tournaments, because एक IPL जैसा टूर्नामेंट जीतने के बाद आप कैप्टनसी अलग तरीके से देखने लगते हो, even on international level. So that confidence will seep into the world tournament as well.
No, that's all. वो मैं agree नहीं करता हूँ. Let's talk about the game tomorrow. Sunny, agree नहीं. अबे कल किससे है गेम? उसको जीतने के लिए किसको हराना पड़ेगा? वो तो देख ले पहले. किसके साथ बोल रहा है?
अरे तो क्या हो गया?
केशव समझा नहीं पहले कि मैं क्यों ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ. Okay, but yeah, I do see a point.
मैं अगर कह रहा हूँ कि ये लोग आईपीएल जीतना चाहिए आरसीबी को, तो दैट आल्सो इंक्लूड्स टुमारोज मैच. मैं आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट बात नहीं कर रहा.
नहीं, इसलिए मैं तेरे को रोक रहा हूँ. मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि नहीं होगा ऐसा. चुप हो जा.
वो आप इसलिए कह रहे हो क्योंकि आपकी टीम ऐसा रहा कल.
Exactly, good point. Finally you woke up. Let me go to Sunny. Sunny, so tomorrow the eliminator, the first team will be knocked out from the playoff scenarios, and their
will
teams
be RCB.
Will be RCB. Do you see any team changes for either of the teams, Sunny?
Not really, because देखो, अगर आप पूरा टूर्नामेंट देखो, SRH has got the momentum in the last few matches, opening with Saha and Warner. So it's better not to tinker with that combination, because Saha has done well in the knockouts. If don't forget the innings he played against KKR in that 2014 final. I know it was 6 years back, but when it comes to the big matches, he has been a go-to man for his respective teams he has played for. But it's better not to tinker with the winning combination. And the only team I fear in the playoffs is SRH, because they're doing what they did in 2016. They're in a similar kind of situation. I just hope we don't get to face SRH in the qualifier, but as I know that's not going to happen, we have to face them in the qualifier. And I'm still hoping that we don't get knocked out there.
Sankit, pick a winner for us.
I would go with RCB. RCB have everything against them. They are the underdogs tomorrow. They had SRH is in great form, but I have a feeling that ABD and Virat both will fire tomorrow. So it is long due. Every season there is at least one match where they just go off and take the game away from the opposition, and I think that might be just tomorrow.
Keshav,
यार देखो, प्लेऑफ में जो 4 टीम आई है उसमें से दिल्ली का मैंने पहले प्रेडिक्ट कर दिया फाइनल नहीं जाएगी. मुंबई का मैं चाहता नहीं जीते क्योंकि ऑलरेडी 4 जीते हुए हैं. बचती है ये दोनों टीम. अब इन दोनों में से मेरी फर्स्ट प्रेफर्ड चॉइस है कि आरसीबी जीत जाए आईपीएल इस बार, बिकॉज ऑफ फॉर द लव ऑफ एबी एंड कोहली, हाउ दे आर. आज कोहली का बर्थडे भी है, सो हैप्पी बर्थडे टू हिम. एंड ऑल्सो अगर चलो कल, क्योंकि इन्हीं दोनों टीम्स का मैच है, तो मैं उनमें से माय फर्स्ट पिक विल बी आरसीबी. And if in case they lose tomorrow, then I'll root for SRH to reach the finals and beat Mumbai. So for tomorrow, RCB.
Keshav continues to ensure that he is happy every day. I don't know how he does it, but he does it in the IPL. But you know what? What we have to do, the reason why it gives me a good signal that tomorrow we are going to win, not just about the form. What did we do in the last 3 games to reach here? We beat Delhi first, we beat RCB then, and we beat Mumbai Indians after that. What we have to do is slightly different this time. We have to beat RCB first tomorrow, then beat Delhi, and then again finally beat Mumbai Indians. So if you go by that logic, not the logic, but that's the way, the pattern, then I hope that tomorrow Sunrisers Hyderabad. But you know what, like Sankit said, I also have a feeling that there might be an AB or a Virat innings round the corner. But I hope that for the SRH sake, that corner stays vacant till 2021. And tomorrow Rashid Khan gets both of them in consecutive deliveries, hopefully, if not consecutive deliveries, gets them in the same over and knocks out RCB's chances. That's what I hope.
And the game is happening. The game is happening at Abu Dhabi, where SRH have been quite consistent.
The good thing is about with SRH is they are consistent, Sunny. When they are not playing, also they are very consistent. They don't play well consistently. So the only thing good happening is they have played consistently in the last 3 games.
And that is the reason why I fear SRH in the playoffs.
Very good, right? I hope that RCB also fears them. And tomorrow, I hope the toss doesn't matter. I hope better cricket. And for the sake of viewers, who this IPL has brought so much of happiness to everybody. So just for the sake of the viewers, I hope it's a good game, not a one-sided game, but a good game where SRH wins. That's what I want. On that note, thank you so much, Mani.
I feel if there has to be a change, then they can probably bring Abhishek Sharma for Abdul Samad, because Samad has been like, मतलब इतना कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा impress नहीं किया है, and Abhishek.
नहीं यार, अभिषेक को वो प्रियम गर्ग की जगह ले आए थे. I don't know why they have gone back to Priyam Garg again. I just want Abhishek Sharma in this team. He brings in that youthful aggression.
एक full time batsman अगर आपको रखना है प्रियम गर्ग तो ठीक है, that's still okay. But if you have to choose between Abdul Samad and Abhishek, then I think Abhishek also brings in the left-handed batsman in the middle order. So
you know why I'll keep Samad Keshav, because here is a guy who comes out of a place which is such a violent place like Kashmir, and he has played cricket there. He's he's the second Kashmiri cricketer to represent an IPL side after Parvez Rasool. So something about him keeps me, and when you look at him also, he looks like a foreigner rather than an Indian. So there's a lot to like about him. He's a gutsy guy. Throws the ball and field में बहुत अच्छा है. He throws his body.
मिसफील्ड करता है यार, क्या अच्छा है, बहुत मिसफील्ड किया उसने.
यार एक मिसफील्ड उसका चौका तूने देख रहा है.
4 बार देखा है मैंने ऑलरेडी.
बट वो खेलेगा कल, ठीक है? हम नहीं ड्रॉप करने वाले.
उसको अगर वो खेलता है, he should just learn how to be positive and happy like me in every situation. मेरी टीम कब से बाहर हो गई है? मैं दिल्ली का हूँ, मुंबई में रहता हूँ और उन्हीं दोनों टीम को सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा हूँ प्लेऑफ में.
वो तेरा selfish nature है. You don't want MI to go far ahead of CSK so that Dhoni can win next and get it close. I know तेरे को पता है तेरा दिमाग.
वो तो है.
What about
तेरा तो जान गए हो मुझे, लेकिन मैं दिल्ली को क्यों नहीं कर रहा? क्योंकि मेरी प्रेडिक्शन ठीक हो.
Okay. Yeah, Sankit.
What about RCB? Like Morris has a little niggle in his hamstring, and Saini might be back. So
करना चाहिए. उड़ाना को निकाल के मोइन अली को लेके आओ, क्योंकि एबी और विराट के बाद इनकी बैटिंग खत्म हो जाती है, तो नीचे कोई होना चाहिए.
तो इसलिए कल ये मत करो.
Then they'll have
RCB
spinners.
या ये कल मत करो RCB.
But then they'll have spinners.
Okay, I think we are almost done, guys.
And
Thank you so
also
much.
before we end this show, Keshav wanted to sing a song, so I want him to sing that song.
जल्दी से गा दे केशव. वो गाना तेरे को पसंद नहीं आएगा सनी, by the way, हाँ?
It's okay, but I wanted to listen.
हाँ, दूसरा.
मैं दूसरा गा देता हूँ सनी के लिए. ये भी क्या याद रखेगा? तो ये सनी के लिए गालिब की एक गजल पेश कर रहा हूँ, जो कि दिल्ली के लिए है, दिल्ली और इसके फैंस के लिए.
अरे क्या हो गया यार ये? अभी Anish?
It is
We
live.
are
It is
still live. I
It's
think
still
Keshav got
Yes,
disconnected.
still like, oh man, Keshav, he was about to sing. Keshav, we are still live. Well, by the time because we are still live, I will just sing a song, not sing a song, but I'll say a couple of lines for SRH. जिंदगी हर कदम एक नई जंग है, जीत जाएंगे हम, तू अगर संग है. तो we are with you SRH. Just go for it and rock it. गालिब चाचा कहाँ? Pushkar is not only a stat guy but has a great sense of humor, man. Pushkar, I love you to pieces, man.
Yes, he's here.
Galib Chacha kahan gaye is what is people
Galib
are
Chacha.
asking. Keshav, go for it. जल्दी से गा दे before we touch 1 hour.
गालिब चाचा छोड़ो, अनीश मामा ने जो हमें मामा बना दिया है यहाँ पे बीच में, उसका क्या?
I think no. This is the limitation of that number which we have in the show. So yeah, go for it.
ओके, तो सनी, ये खास तुम्हारे आज के मैच के लिए और डीसी के लिए. जी ढूंढता है फिर वही प्लेऑफ्स के रात दिन, जी ढूंढता है फिर वही प्लेऑफ के रात दिन, बैठ रहे तस्वुरे फाइनल किए हुए, बैठे रहे तस्वुरे फाइनल किए हुए, तेरे जी में है कि फिर से फाइनल में पहुंच जाए, तेरे जी में है कि एक बार तो फाइनल में पहुंचे, बार बार फैन सारे मिन्नतें करते रहे, जी ढूंढता है फिर वही डीसी के फाइनल के दिन.
And अब मुझे ये लग रहा है कि दिल्ली फाइनल तभी जीतेगा जब मैं कैप्टन बनूंगा.
And we would want that to happen very soon, guys. All right, on that note, and I'm so happy. Look at it, Keshav. Even though we were just moved out for a minute, we still had people waiting for your song and still had people waiting for our talk. Samkit, thank you. Thank you for joining in. Hopefully, you'll join us tomorrow as well. Thank you, Keshav. Thank you so much, Sunny. As usual, it's fantastic to host you guys, and we have a gala time. We have went overboard for around 15 minutes now, but I hope people who are watching enjoyed it. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow for the eliminator right after the game, and hopefully we'll have the US presidential election update by the next week. Good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Keshav, for the song.